Sports fans, PBC Sports Chaos. And PB, as you know, I'm getting ready to go a little tailgating today. BC against Cal. But still, it's a joke to me that Cal's in the ACC. You
I
know
didn't
what?
even know they were.
Yeah, they're in the ACC. And you know what? The only thing that stinks was I really want that game to be at 12 because it would have been a 9 o'clock game for Cal. Much bigger advantage for BC. Now it's a 12:30 game for Cal. Much more accommodating. So that's too bad. It's a 3:30 kickoff.
Yeah.
Hey, before we get into football talk, though, PB, a great thing is about to happen in Major League Baseball. The Detroit Tigers are about to make the 1978 Red Sox go away. We're not going to put up with the greatest loss at the end of the year, 10 games ahead, and
Yeah.
losing the playoffs from going to the playoffs. Since Cleveland was 14 games behind in September 1, the Tigers are about to choke their way out of the division. Is that the biggest choke ever? Is that finally relieving us Red Sox fans?
Yeah, I mean that gives the Red Sox are playing the Tigers, so that gives the Red Sox even more incentive to try and beat them.
And by the way, if the Sox win the next two, not only does Cleveland not win Detroit not win the division, it probably knocks them out of the wild card because they're like tied for the wild card with the Houston Astros at this point in time. So depending
Yeah.
on what Houston does, right?
Yeah, because Houston would have to, I think, win their last two games, and Detroit would have to lose their last two games or something like that for them to get in. But
That would
um,
be
e
sweet.
either way, I mean, if we look at that right now, you got the what's likely going to be the Red Sox are going to play either the Blue Jays or the Yankees, whoever doesn't win the division, and then the Tigers and Guardians are going to play each other in that first round of the wild card because
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
Seattle and the winner of Toronto Yankees is going to be the two teams that get the bye.
Right. Yeah.
So who would you rather play as the Red Sox? Would you rather have, I mean, you got to go on the road. You're going on the road. You're either going to play New York or you're going to play Toronto. What would you rather do to win a two-game series, 2 out of 3?
I'd rather play Toronto.
You'd rather play Toronto?
Yeah. Yeah. The one guy that scares me right now, and I knew this was going to happen, is because he sat out the first half of the year because of an injury. Giancarlo Stanton, he's back. He's like 22 home runs. I don't know. What's he play, like 60 games, 70 games, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I
and he hit
guess.
another home run last night.
Yeah. The rivalry would be kind of cool though. Have to go into Yankee
Oh, yeah.
Stadium, winning 2 out of 3. I mean, that would be definitely probably the most hyped up first round of the baseball playoffs if that
I
was the
guess I would
case.
rather watch that, but for the Red Sox chances, I'd rather play Toronto.
Yeah, I could see that. All
All right.
right. Well,
All right, let's talk a little football. We'll start with the NFL. Seahawks big win Thursday night, 3-point win over the Cardinals. That was an exciting game. I usually don't care for the Thursday night games, but that was a good game. Takeaways from last week. What's your 3 takes from last week as we go into week 4?
oh man, I, I guess my first take would be the bad teams just seem to be getting worse. Um, you
Other than
know,
the Giants.
some of these teams just seem to be like completely unfolding in front of our eyes. And I'm speaking about teams like uh the Giants are one of them, the Jets, the Dolphins. I mean, someone's got to win the Jets Dolphins game because they're playing each other this week. So one of those teams is going to
It's
have
a
a
Monday
win.
night game. I mean, they should be able to change those Monday night games starting in week 1, I think.
Yeah, right. But I think there's some teams unraveling. So that's my first takeaway. My second one is going to be, some of these teams that started off slow, are they going to really make that turn that corner? Kansas City's comes to mind. Is a team that started off 0-2, decent win on the road. I mean, granted, it was against the Giants, but decent win on the road to get to 1-2. And now they got a big test this week with Baltimore. So can they turn if they win that game and go 2-2, here come the Chiefs. Let's watch out, right?
It's a
But
good
if
one for
they
me. I get that as one of mine. Chiefs and Baltimore both are 1-2. I mean, this de facto puts them probably out of winning the division, most likely the loser, and now they're running for a wild card spot.
Yeah, the 1-3 1-3 start's tough, and one of those teams is going to be 1-3 unless they course tie. But yeah, so that's definitely interesting. Um, I don't know. I guess a surprising loss by the Packers. I thought the Packers were like just dominating the entire NFL. They look like the best team. They look like Super Bowl champions, and
PB, get to your point about teams that don't look good going into that game. Cleveland was not a good team. They beat the Packers, who a lot of people, I mean, I had them in my Super Bowl pick, thought they were going to go to the Super Bowl, Packers, and Cleveland comes in and knocks them off. And a game that was relatively unclose, really.
Yeah.
So that's a surprise. The other one for me, I got two others for you. How about this one? Baker, my boy Baker Mayfield, 3-0, all three wins in the last minute never before in NFL history. That's unbelievable. And a guy that we've discarded many times in the past, including when he got drafted, I think number 4 by the Giants, Danny Dimes is now 3-0 as well. And even more so, one punt by those Colts one punt for the whole season after 3 games. That is phenomenal in my opinion.
That is that might be unprecedented. I don't know if a team's ever started a season.
It is. That's a record.
That's crazy.
All right, let's go into the games we're gonna pick. There's some obviously the marquee game. There's a couple of marquee games, but the marquee game, in my opinion, is the 3-0 teams in the NFC. Eagles go to the Bucks. It's a 1:00 game. Why that's not a 4:00 game, I don't know. But Eagles go to the Bucks. They're both 3-0. What do you think?
This is going to be a great game. For some reason, I feel like the Bucks have the Eagles number, and they always play them tough. And I have a feeling the Bucks are going to win this one. The Philly hasn't really despite them being 3-0, they haven't really flourished. And I feel like they still have some things to work out. Their passing game is iffy. Their receivers haven't really stepped up, and I know they're running the ball pretty effectively, but there's something missing there in Philadelphia, and they're going on the road. I'm going to take the Bucks in this one.
Now, until Philadelphia loses, I have a hard time picking against them. I picked against them with the Chiefs. No, that was. I'm going with the Eagles. As much as I hate the Eagles, not as much as I hate the Giants, and as much as I love Baker, but I just. I don't know if I could pick against them. Not especially because it's gonna be a close game, and I think it'll be a close game. So, and I think G Money's got Eagles too, right?
He does. So I'm a lone Bucks guy there. Okay.
All right. The Jags go out west of the 49ers. Jags had a big win last week, surprisingly. They played very well. I was about to pick them, but I see Brock Purdy's back. He's going to play. I'm going 49ers. What do you think?
Yeah,
I am a little nervous for one other reason. Nick Bosa is done, right? He's out for the season.
Yeah, he is. Yep.
That's a big loss. Big loss for them.
It is a big loss. Yeah, and we still don't know if Jennings is going to play, although he did practice on Friday in a limited capacity. He missed practice Wednesday and Thursday. He missed last week. So is he going to play? Pearsall's also hurt. He hasn't been cleared yet. So there's 2 guys. I mean, if both those guys don't play, and Kittle's still on IR, is it just going to be him and CMC and that's it? Where else is the offense going to come from? So that concerns me a little bit. But assuming those guys play, I think even with Mac Jones, I think I still would have taken the Niners because it's on the road for Jacksonville. Jacksonville has played some good football, but I'm going Niners in this one.
By the way, a little fact. Mac Jones is not even the backup. He's hurt.
There you go.
So if Purdy gets hurt again, I'm not even sure. I forget who the third stringer is now for San Fran. Who knows who's going to play?
That's a good point.
So, but you got 49ers. I think G Money's got 49ers as well, right?
He does. And you're taking them too?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Undefeated Colts go to the Rams. Rams 2-1, correct, at this point in time. This is going to be a good game. This is going to be the test for Danny Dimes, for sure. Colts, Rams have a tough defense. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a little bit of a rude awakening for the Colts. I think they're going to be brought back down to earth after this game. I think the Rams take it to them, quite honestly. I see the Rams winning this game, maybe double digits even.
I mean, I got the Rams winning. I don't know about double digits, but I got the Rams winning in this one. But by the way, flip the script. What if the Colts do win this game? Do we start really thinking about them different for the rest of the year?
Yeah. If they win this game on the road in LA at the Rams, go 4-0, they probably are a clear shot to win that division and get a home playoff game.
Yep. Yep.
And depending on who that wild card is, they could find themselves in the, divisional round. I would think that's a serious consideration.
I'm with
If they
you.
lose this week, it's a different story. I think their
Yep.
true colors might get exposed this week, but
All right, we'll
we'll
see.
see.
G Money has who?
He has the Rams too.
Okay. All right. This is the game we talked about it earlier in our preset. Baltimore goes to Kansas City. Xavier Worthy is back, I believe, right? He's supposedly going to play, I think, for the KC, fortunately, because they really don't have anybody else, I guess.
Yes, they are
Actually,
saying that.
Tyron Thornton has been an unbelievable wonder for them. Why couldn't he do that for the Pats? Who knows? Maybe it's the quarterback. But what do you think in this game?
This is a tough one to pick. I
It
think
is.
KC has seen that momentum with their win last week. They're not the type of team that needs to come out of the gates hot, and they can figure it out if they have to. Um, Baltimore is they're like a Jekyll and Hyde kind of team right now. I'm not sure. Like the stupid mistakes, Derrick Henry fumbling, and he like leads the AFC in fumbles or something like that. I, this team is just not they're weird to me. So you have to go on the road and you're playing Kansas City. Is that prime time too?
425.
Oh, it's okay, but okay, it's the afternoon highlight game. Um, I think Kansas City carries that momentum with them, and they can beat the Ravens. So I'm taking the Chiefs. G Money has Baltimore, by the way.
I will also say I'm going to go Baltimore, and this is the reason. They are averaging 30 points a game. KC cannot score. They're about around 20, I think 21
They
points a
got a good D
game.
though.
They have a good D, but I think it gets exposed this week by Derrick Henry. I think he has a bounce back game, no fumbles. Lamar, same thing. I think they score 25-26. They win this game. KC, unfortunately, goes to 1-3.
Okay.
All right. The game in Dublin, first time ever. The NFL goes. NCAA has been playing in Dublin for a couple of years now. This is the first time ever that the NFL goes to Dublin. I heard that Aaron Rodgers has already been drinking scotch and whiskey every night, so he's going to be a little bit banged up for the game. Vikes Steelers. Who do you like there?
I like the Vikings on the road, even though JJ's not back yet. We're not sure if he's the answer either, but Carson Wentz is a legit backup. They traded for him for a reason. They got rid of
That must really hurt you to say that about Carson Wentz.
I know. I know. I never liked him. Probably part of the reason why is because he was on Philadelphia. But he's coming into his own a little bit. He's managing the games, he's managing the offense, he's not making a mistake. I mean, I think he can especially what I saw last week with the Patriots and the Steelers. The Patriots moved the ball up and down the field at will against the Steelers. They just were turning the ball over 5 times. The Patriots should have killed the Steelers in that game. The Steelers do not have a good defense, and I think Minnesota can exploit that.
So I get Vikes as well. I think G Money's got Vikes too, correct?
Yes.
All right. So let's talk about those Patriots. We're going to pick that game right now. So the turnovers for the Patriots are a huge, huge concern. They're playing Carolina. They're a 5.5-point favorite. By the way, a little fun fact. The Patriots have the worst home record in the NFL since 2021. Unbelievable.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
they
shocked when
lost
I
both
read
their
that
games.
stat. By a
Yeah.
lot. By a lot, too, by the way.
Well, if you think about it, I think at the beginning of the year we had the Patriots 2-1 at this point. We had them beating the Raiders and Steelers and losing to the Dolphins down in Miami,
They flipped
and
the script.
and then completely flipped. Like we're like 0-3 based on our preseason. But now, obviously, week to week we've kind of changed our tune a little bit. But it's weird. It's a weird start for them.
Wait, one little fact. I know you picked the Bucks earlier. Mike Evans, is out, and Chris Godwin is questionable. So who are they going to throw the ball to? That's a little fun fact.
Egbuka.
One receiver? Come on, they'll double him up all day long. Philadelphia does that well. All right. So, having said this about the Pats, and by the way, Christian Gonzalez is a coin flip, supposedly. He may or may not play. This is the biggest enigma in NFL history for the Patriots, Christian Gonzalez. He seems to be hurt every other day. Who do you like in this game? By the way, the Panthers had a big win last week, surprisingly. I think it was against Houston, if I'm not mistaken. What do you think of this game?
Yeah, this game is important. If the Patriots lose this game and they lose 3 games at home against 3 non-playoff teams, basically, you lose to the Raiders, aren't making the playoffs. You lose to the Steelers, aren't making the playoffs. You lose to the Panthers, aren't making the playoffs. Your season's over. As far as I'm concerned, you're 1-3, losing 3 games at home to 3 easy team. Well, I won't say easy, no easy team in the NFL, but three teams that you should beat that aren't playoff caliber teams, your season's over. You got to figure out your next step at that point. Maybe they can scrap out an 8-9 season if they get lucky, but to me, they're done if they don't win this week. Now, you win this week, you go 2-2, you win decisively. Maybe you hit the reset button there, build off of that momentum. There was good momentum in the game. Like they just turned the ball over. So I have confidence that they can figure it out and they can win. But I think Carolina can be sneaky too. So it's a tough game to pick. I'm going to pick the Pats, but I'm not going to sit there and be surprised if Carolina beats them.
Yeah, nor I. And by the way, it's a 5.5 point spread for the Patriots. That's easy money for people who are betting, right? You're taking the Panthers in that game.
Yeah, that's a lot of points for two teams that I think are pretty similar.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Let's talk a little college football. By the way, I gotta be a little sympathetic here. My man John Mateer, who is on his way to be the Heisman Trophy winner, is out for the next 4 games. OU is going to be in trouble because they have, I think, the fourth toughest schedule in college. So without John Mateer for the next 4 weeks, it's going to be a big problem for them. Uh, and that now, by the way, the Heisman favorite we're going to pick. Well, no, we're not picking this week, but they won again last week. Indiana is the kid. I can't even say his last name, Martinez or something like that. I forget what his last name is. But the kid from Indiana is now the #1 favorite for the Heisman Trophy. Go figure, right?
Right. Yeah. It's
All
interesting.
right. PB, one question before we make our picks. Mike Gundy, 21 years coaching at his alma mater, where he was a starting quarterback, I think, for 3 seasons. Should they let him go the rest of the season? They were not going to be a good team anyway. Even with the coach, the interim in there, they're not going to win games. Why not let the guy finish it out in dignity, right? What do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah, I think that's definitely a dignity call there. Like, not it's kind of embarrassing.
Right, FSU double overtime lost to Virginia last night. Oh my God. I mean, they clearly were looking ahead to next week, Miami. We're going to pick that game obviously next week, but was that a shocker to you?
Yeah, I was super tired last night and I didn't stay up till the end of it. I watched the beginning of it and then it was back and forth, trading touchdowns there. But yeah, I was surprised. FSU ranked eighth, playing a team that's not ranked, and granted I think they had a 3-1 record, right? Virginia. Now they're 4-1.
No, yeah. They're now the 3-1, correct.
Yeah, yeah. So now they're 4-1, right?
4-1, yeah.
So
They'll be in the top 25.
they probably will sneak into the rankings there. So yeah, man,
Yep.
I mean, just Virginia's never been in my head about them being a serious contender in any shape or form this year. So that's why I'm surprised. I don't know the team that well to assess whether or not they can keep climbing or what they're going to do.
I agree. By the way, the Virginia fans set the record last night, the fastest field rush ever. I mean, the minute that kid from Florida did not make the play on the goal in the end zone, fourth down. First of all, I don't know how that kid got out of there alive. They ran right over the top of him because he was in the end zone. They were lined up in the end zone. It was crazy. I did see the end of the game. I unfortunately stayed up. All right, big game tonight. Oregon goes to Penn State in the whiteout. Penn State's favored by 3.5. Oregon's #3 in the country. Penn State's #3. What do you think in this game?
Yeah, it's a tough one to call. It's one of those things that half a point could be scary. That makes me want to go Oregon, but I'm thinking Penn State, their defense, I think they can win by more than that. So I'm going to take Penn State and lay the 3.5. G Money has Oregon.
Well, not just because of the half point. I think they might even win the game outright. So I like Oregon in that game.
Okay.
All right. LSU goes to Ole Miss. LSU is #4 in the country. Ole Miss is 13. Ole Miss is a 1.5 point favorite. I know playing down there in Mississippi is a challenging task. LSU's played well, much better than I thought they would. What do you think of this game?
Yeah, I love LSU. I think they can win this game outright. I don't need the 1.5. Those SEC games when the home team does seem to have a little bit of an advantage in some cases. I wouldn't be surprised if Ole Miss wins, but the smart pick here is LSU.
Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss coach, always creative, but I'm with you. I think Brian Kelly figures a way to beat Lane Kiffin this time. LSU covers it and wins the game as well.
G Money
Uh,
has Ole Miss.
He's at Ole Miss. Ooh,
Yeah.
okay. All right, here's a big game. 17 Bama goes to number 5 Georgia. By the way, last night's loss by FSU just opened the doors up for Bama because Bama lost to FSU earlier, right? So
Yeah.
if FSU loses next week to Miami, they don't have to worry about having that loss to FSU over their head, right? It comes down to who's better, right, at the end of the season.
Yeah.
But they are going to a tough Bulldogs team who are a 3.5 point favorite in this game. And PB, here's a little fun fact. I didn't realize this. I heard this morning. Kirby Smart, as the coach of Georgia, has never hosted Bama in his career.
Wow.
The first home game under Kirby Smart's career against Alabama. What do you think in this game?
I'm gonna take Bama. I'm gonna flip the script on what I said in the Penn State Oregon game. I'm going to take that 3.5 with Bama. I think Bama's hungry. I think that Georgia's kind of a rival, basically, right? An SEC rival for them. And if Georgia does win, I think it's a last minute type field goal by a point or two. I think Bama can win outright, but give me that 3.5 with Bama. I'm taking it. G Money has Georgia.
I'm going to go Georgia as well. I think Kirby Smart says enough with the Bama. I think he has a losing record against Bama, if I'm not mistaken, as well. I think he gets fed up with that. They win. By the way, their kid, what's his name, Gunnar Stockton, he's playing exceptionally well. I heard this stat this morning as well. This season, he's 70% on first and second down. Third and fourth down, get this. His QBR is 99.6 on third and fourth down.
Wow.
That means he's got gonads, right?
Yeah.
All right. Here's a game that I'm totally shocked by this spread. I don't know where it came from. Number 21, USC goes to number 13 Illinois. No, not 13. Is it 15 Illinois? I forget what they are. I know Illinois got hammered by IU, but IU's a better team than people give them credit for. But it is at Illinois. They're coming off a bad loss. I can't see USC. I don't know about you, but 6.5 points on the road favorite. That's a lot for a team that up till USC won a couple games, I didn't have them on the roadmap at all for top 25. What do you think?
Yeah. And for all the reasons you just said, I mean, that blowout loss to Indiana last week, this is a bounce back opportunity for them to show that they belong in the top 15 in the rankings, and they're playing another ranked team at home. I'll take I'll take those points all day long. You're giving me 6.5. This is the only pick this week that me and G Money are aligned on in college. He picked the other 3 games differently than me. But I'm going Illinois in this one.
Game as well. I just can't see. I mean, USC may win. I doubt it, but they're not going to win by a touchdown. There's no way in hell. So, all right, man. Nice picks. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good week and enjoy the football.
Enjoy BC today.
Thank you.